it's a brand new day. Good morning, Yah, let your will be done. Please hear me when I pray. Good morning, Yah, I will choose you first. Good morning, Yah, I know you will quench my through scripture, song, and word. I love you, I trust you, I will obey the words you. I trust you, will obey the words you say. You have my heart today. Good morning, Yah, my joy is complete. Good morning, Yah, I will kneel before your feet. And this is where we meet. Good morning, Yah, please forgive my sin. Good morning, Yah, cleanse my heart from deep within. I choose to let you in. I love you, I trust you, I will obey the words you say. I love you, I trust you, I will obey the words you say. You have my heart today. Good morning, Yah, thank you for your grace. Good morning, Yah, all my sin has been erased. Now I behold your face. Good morning, Yah, your word lives in me. Good morning, Yah, let it live out perfectly. Me. And now I am made free. Oh, 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 oh. I love you, I trust you, I will obey the words you say. I love you, I trust you, I will obey the words you say. You have my heart today. Please hear me when I pray. You have my heart today.
Hi everybody, my name is Jason.
I'm Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Paul.
I'm Eli.
And we are the Yahuwah and the Torah channel, and we thank you guys very, very much for being a part of Yahuwah and the Torah channel, for being a part of Yah's people, and we thank you very, very much for just hanging out. And let's begin with a quick Precious Heavenly Father, we come before you as your people. We come before you as those who are seeking you. Father, we are your people in this little tiny ecclesia, and we are seeking your laws, statutes, and commands. We're seeking your ways. Father, I ask that everybody who is gathered here is blessed, that you will open the eyes and open the ears, that we are able to receive any kind of messages that you will send our way. Father, we thank you for your creation. We thank you for your Son. We thank you for the sacrifice of him and for allowing us to walk this walk with you, for giving us a small little gate that we're able to attempt to try to find our way through. And thank you for giving us a path of your Torah. We thank you, and we ask that you will be with us in our presence, and that you will be with everyone here today, and you will bless them. We thank you for all. We ask this in the name of Yahushua. Amen. All right, everyone at the table, everybody on the bigger table out there, how are you guys doing? Okay,
Good.
Eli,
Good.
everyone good?
Yeah.
Everything happening? You guys don't have any kind of issues or anything of the sort? Who do we have at our bigger table?
We have the Grand. Our Graham is here. We have Brother Glenn and Marina.
I saw Drudge Deplorable in there. What's
Drudge
up, brother?
Deplorable.
How are you?
Zachariah, Rhiannon, and Damon. They're all here.
Hi, everybody. Hi, fam.
We have, I don't know how you say it, Regina. She's a new one. So Shabbat Shalom to you.
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom to everybody out there. Today is a Shabbat, obviously. Go ahead. You can keep going, Nicole. That's it?
Yep.
Okay. So for everybody who's hanging out, today is a Shabbat. It is the 9th day on our Creator's calendar, It is the third day on the Gregorian calendar, and it is the 9th month that we are in. And hopefully you guys had a wonderful week. And who is going to read the beginning stuff?
The Shema.
Let's read the beginning stuff, the Shema. Okay, and what is the Shema? Before we begin, there's a little verse, and it is a little set of verses, and it is in Deuteronomy 6, and it is called the Shema, and that's Shema. And what it means is what, Eli?
Hear and obey.
Hear and obey. So we are told to hear and obey. Jaden, what are
Commands, the laws, it says here in the Shema what we need to do.
read it for us.
Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these I command you this day shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them upon the posts of your house and on your gates.
Beautiful. Okay, so let us begin with what we do every single Shabbat, and that is where we go over the laws, statutes, and commands. This time, we are going to do them in a little different fashion, because we are going to, every fifth commandment, we're actually going to read the commandment with you guys and with everyone there. And so I'm going to start off in the very first one that we have, and we will do a little trivia a little bit in a couple weeks when we get a few more people in here. We will do the trivia. We had the Slager family, who is the reigning champions of this. We have Mrs. Slager, who is the champ, and then we have Damon, who is the second, and then we have third place is unfortunately Zachariah. So the wife did beat Zachariah. Cheers to. Okay, so the very first commandment that we have, and for those who do not know, let me explain a little bit, because there are people that join in here that sometimes are from other places and they just catch this, they happen to catch it live or they happen to catch it later. But we are the family that believes that the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy are good for all time. They have stood the test of time. They have been something that we can rely upon. They are something that we can build our family on, and it's something we can build our soul base on. And what I mean by soul base is the only thing that we have in this life that we can take with us is our soul. Everything else is basically moot. It doesn't matter anything. But the one thing that we must absolutely protect with everything that we have is our soul. Our soul is to get right with our Creator, and getting right doesn't mean simply taking the Creator's Son's name and using it as a SIM card. It means that we have a set of guidelines, a set of not just guidelines, but it's things that dictate our entire life, things that we should do and things that we shouldn't do. And the majority of the world have rejected these commandments. The majority of the world do not care what the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator are. In fact, they even go a little bit further. Christians will take the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator, and they make them a thing. Like, that's a thing of the old people of Moshe. You don't have to do that. You're a heretic. You're a Pharisee. Those are all things that they will tell us, because the Bible, the scriptures tell us we need to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments for all generations. Or one tittle of the Torah that will be gone until heaven and earth pass away. And so when we understand this, that the Torah is meant for us as a guideline for us, when we read these and we etch these into our hearts, minds, and souls, when we're out in the real world and we run across things that we don't know, we have a litmus test. We have a guideline. We have a base. And so when we have this, we can live a lot better life. So I will begin the very first one with be fruitful. Okay, gentlemen, be fruitful. And then let's continue on. And every fifth one, we're going to have to read it. So go ahead, and you guys can go slowly, enunciate to our friends and family. Exactly, these are the most beautiful things you guys will ever hear right here. I guess the other thing that would be a beautiful thing you'd hear is you're accepted. When you die and, our Creator goes, you've been accepted. That would be a beautiful thing to hear. But for right now, these are beautiful.
Number 2, multiply.
Replenish the earth.
Subdue it, dominion over the fish, fowl, and every living creature.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to read these, gentlemen, because
I got it.
Okay.
The herb bearing and every tree is for food. And Elohim said, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth. Every tree in which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. It shall be for food for you.
Okay. Man and woman should build their own families.
Every clean, moving thing that lives shall be food for you.
Do not eat the blood. Okay, so we're on 10.
They're scrolling.
Scrolling.
It's this long.
It's scrolling, yeah.
Walk before me and be perfect.
And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, Yahuwah appeared to Abraham and said unto him, I am El Shaddai, walk before me and be perfect.
Okay. Guard Yahuwah's covenant, laws, statutes, and commands.
Scrolling.
Yeah, the kids are scrolling. I have the easy thing here, guys, because this condensed version is much easier. The kids have to scroll.
Every male shall be circumcised at 8 days old.
Okay. Teach your children the commands and guard the way of Yahuwah.
Remember Yahuwah's name for all generations.
Keep the Passover, Pesach.
Eli, you got to read that. That's the fifth. You got one?
Yeah.
And I'm
hold
stuck on the other phone.
There's like a section, so I have to scroll down to where it verses. Oh no. It's like,
Jade, you got one.
Yeah.
Read it, Jade. You're there.
Anyone who has this, get it. Cade's left the building. We're struggling here with
Alright,
this
it says,
big list.
Speak ye unto all the assembly of Yahweh, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And the household be too little for the lamb. Let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole multitude of the assembly of Israel shall kill it and eat. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts on the upper doorposts of the house, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in the night, roast it with fire, matzah, and with no bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Okay, and I'm going to switch this up here as we're doing this. Cade, I want you to be able to find commandment 20, Jade do 25, and Eli do 30. These are really hard for us because we're doing this on other screens, and so we don't have them. I'm going to read the other ones. You guys be ready for this. Okay, so that one you just read was keep the Passover, right? Okay, 16 is keep the feast of unleavened bread. 17, there is one Torah for the stranger and one for the Aďram. Sanctify all firstborn to Yahuwah. 19, there are no mighty ones before Yahuwah. 20, you shall not make graven images.
You shall not make unto you any graven image or any likeness or anything that is in the earth beneath, or is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down yourself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahuwah El-Heka, am a jealous El, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me.
Okay. To not. 22, the Shabbat. 23, honor your parents. Kill. Do not break wedlock.
You shall not break wedlock.
That's it?
That's the verse.
That's the only thing?
Let me read the other verse. Moreover, you shall not lie carnally with your neighbor's woman to defile yourself with her.
Okay, well, this is a huge thing. It's a real simple command, right? There's 4 words to this. Do not break wedlock. In these 4 words, when you guys break wedlock, you are becoming a family wrecker, you are committing adultery, and you're also breaking any chance that you would ever have of having a great relationship with somebody that you have cheated on, right? It's very, very important. 26, do not steal. Do not make false accusations against your neighbor. Do not covet anything of your neighbor's. Do not touch an altar. Do not make an altar from rock that a tool has touched. 30, do not go up to the altar by the steps.
Neither shall you go up by steps unto my altar, that your nakedness be not discovered thereon.
31, steals cattle, he shall restore it 5 times. There's Yahuwah's laws for criminals in the land. We must keep those. In the land, you shall stone the witches, the wizards, and the mediums, right? And as we go through these, I don't want to rush these because there's always others that had never ever heard these laws, statutes, and commands. What we're reading right here is we are reading these coveted list of laws, statutes, and commands, and I coveted because I like to hold them dear and near to my heart, where everybody else will not care exactly what they are. But when we understand these, we can apply them to our lives, and we can make better changes for our lives. And the most important thing is secure our soul and get it where it needs to be. 34, do not lie with beast. 35, no sacrifices to other gods.
He that sacrifices unto any Elohim, save unto Yahuwah only, he shall utterly be destroyed.
Okay, do not oppress the stranger, fatherless, or do not charge your brother interest. If you borrow your neighbor's raiment, return it to him before sunset. Do not curse the ruler of your people. 40. Do not eat what is torn of any beast.
And ye shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs.
No false reports. The ways of Yahuwah are very, very clear, guys. Things of this nature where he says no false reports, don't be evil, things of this nature, this is the qualifications and the qualities that our Creator is. We have to be holy in the way that we act, the way that we talk, the way that we speak, the way that we can condition ourselves, everything. It needs to be based upon the 42. Do not follow multitude of evil. 43. Do not judge unrighteously against the poor. 44. Bring back your enemy's cattle if you find it going astray. 45. Help the animals of your enemy.
If you see the donkey of him that hates you lying under his burden, and would forbear to help him, you shall surely help with him.
Okay. 46. Stay away from rumors and gossipers, and that would probably pretty much eliminate anything on Facebook, right? I mean, that's the entire nosebook is rumors, gossipers, family wrecking, putting your dirt out on the street for everybody else to see. All of that stuff. That's what Facebook is all about. 47. Take no bribes. 48. Do not oppress a stranger. You love the stranger. 49. Give your land rest year. 50. Do not mention any pagan names.
And in all things that I have said unto you, be guarded, and make no mention of the name of other Elohim, neither let it be heard out of your mouth.
Keep the feast of Yahuwah. Do not cook your goat in his mother's milk. Obey the messenger Yahuwah sends before you. And I like to retouch on all of these guys because at some level, at some point in our lives, there could very much be a messenger that Yah will send before us. And that is how he works. That is how he operates. And when he comes, we need to obey what the messenger says before what he says. 54, do not bow down to other Elohim. 55, serve Yahuwah.
And ye shall serve Yahuwah Elohim, and he shall bless your bread and your water. And I will take sickness away from the midst of you. There shall be nothing cast their young, nor be barren in your land. The number of your days I will fulfill.
Make no covenant with other Elohim or outsiders of the land. Take or use this anointing oil on a normal person. And it's the same one for Commandment 58. We're given a recipe of certain kinds of perfumes and anointing oils that are holy, and we are not to use them or actually formulate the entire recipe at all. 59, do not eat the fat. We're talking fat on your steaks. We're talking any kind of fat on the meat, anything of the sort. That is what Yah wants on his sacrifices. Not today's sacrifices, but the sacrifices back in the day. He liked to burn the fat. He liked the sweet savor of the fat. And whatever it is not healthy for human beings to eat. And so there's a commandment. Do not eat the fat. Commandment 60. Do what you say you are going to do.
Or if a soul swear, pronouncing with his lips to do evil, or to do good, whatever it be that a man shall pronounce with an oath, and it be hid from him, he knows of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these. And it shall be, when he shall be guilty in one of these things, that he shall confess he has sinned in that thing.
Okay. Commandment 61. Return what is your neighbor's. Obey Yahuwah. There is a set of dietary laws, and I guess this is worth a discussion. Guys, give me 5 clean animals real quick.
Cow, chicken, fish with scales and fins,
Giraffe,
and deer.
Deer. Okay. Give me 5 unclean animals.
Pig, shrimp, fish without scales, vultures, ravens.
Ravens. Yeah. So those are all kind of things. People will be like, I've actually literally heard Christians that have come on the YouTube channels and said that it was a test because it was only for the old people of old, that he took away the bacon, he took away the pig, and it was a for those kind of people. People do not realize that the kind of meat that pig is not healthy. It is not good for human beings. And so we must absolutely be very understanding what we should eat. Commandment 63, women's time of separation. Rules, there are things that we need to do. We need to give our women rest. We need not to mess with them. And they have a time that is set apart just for them to chill and be okay. Okay, Commandment 64.
We were breaking up.
Were we breaking up?
Making sure all devices were.
Okay, are we still breaking up?
I don't know. We'll see.
Is there anyone out there? Can you guys hear us out there? Just making sure before we go on too far. If you guys can, all you guys' internet's off.
Yeah.
Everything's off here. Okay, once we get a clear, everyone's good, then we are. Hey, Cindy LJ's in there. I see.
Yep. She just popped
Much
in.
love, sis. Much love. Okay. Do we have anybody? Can they hear us still? Test. 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 1, 2, 3.
It's better, but every so often it breaks.
Okay.
You shut up.
Were you on in there?
My computer's on.
Oh, you're probably
I don't
killing
think it
me.
was doing the backups, but it still might have been on.
Okay. All
It
right.
says no, I can't hear. No, just kidding. You're good.
Okay. Thanks, Brother Glenn. We appreciate the help there. All right. So let's go here, and hopefully let's go slow so we're not breaking up. Sorry, guys. And again, our roof sounds like it's fireworks or like some or a village away or something is really what it sounds like internally here. So we have Yahuwah's hygiene laws. Okay. Keep the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippurim, Commandment 65.
And this shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, you shall afflict your souls and do no work at all, whether own country or a stranger that sojourns among you. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you, to cleanse you, that ye may be clean from all your sins before Yahuwah. It shall be a Shabbat of rest unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls by a statute forever.
Okay. Number 66, do not uncover the nakedness of your family. Should be a kind of an obvious one, but there we have it. Okay, 67, do not take your do not take your woman's sister for wife. 68, do not lie with a woman in her uncleanness. You shall not soak. Do not be a sodomite.
You shall not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
Be holy. Do not reap the corners of your field, or you shall not glean your vineyard. It's for the broken, it's for the poor, it's for those who are unable to eat. Our Creator has given them to them. 73, do not deal falsely or defraud your neighbor. Do not lie or be a liar. 75, pay your workers for the day's wage they are due.
You shall not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him all night until the morning.
Okay, do not harm the disabled. I know that, again, that's a kind of a no-brainer, but we had to have it in there because it seems like people were harming the disabled. Do not endanger your neighbor. Do not rebuke your neighbor for his sin. 80, love your neighbor as yourself.
You shall not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahuwah.
Okay, do not diverse your cattle. Do not mingle your seed. Do not mingle linen and wool. Do not lie with the taken woman. 85, eat the fruit of the trees for 3 years.
And when ye shall come into the land, and shall plant all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. But in the 4th year all the fruit thereof shall be holy, to praise Yahuwah withal. And in the 5th year ye shall eat the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
Okay, do not practice sorcery. Do not round the beard or the corners of your head. Okay, that's important. Say don't be a beta male there, but we live in a world that the world likes smooth skin, and I will tell you one of the awesomest things that I have is my beard. My beard protects me day in and day out from bugs, from savage style work environment and things of nature. I'm able to go out and use all sorts of power tools. I don't have to worry about my neck getting ripped or my face getting ripped up. And I don't know about this, but I think if I ever shave, I'll probably look like I'm 20 years old. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay, 89. Do not get tattoos. 90. Do not prostitute your daughter.
Do not prostitute your daughter, to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness.
Do not defile your temple. Do not consult a medium. Respect your elders. 94 is a very, very important world cannot seem to figure out. Have correct weights and measures. This is for everything. This is how much our Creator loves us, that He does not want you to be defrauded, and He does not want you to defraud others. It is super easy as merchants or as people that have something that they're trying to sell. It's very simple to defraud people. They do it all the time. In fact, they do it with meat in the States. They will actually add things into the meat to make it heavier. In various places, there's all sorts of scams all over the world. All you have to do is look anywhere, and the entire world is messed up because nobody has correct. Do not walk in the manners of the nation.
Of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
Okay, keep the feast of first fruits, Shavuot, and the Omer count. Keep the feast of trumpets, Yom Teruah. Keep the feast of Sukkot, Shimni Atzeret. 99. If you blaspheme the name of Yahuwah, you shall be put to death. 100. If you kill your neighbor's animal, you must give him another.
And he that kills a beast shall make it good, beast for beast.
Repay injury for injury. Honor the Jubilee year. Confess your sins to Yahuwah and repay who you have trespassed against. There's a Torah of being a Nazarite, a Nazir. 105. Wear tzitzits on the four corners of your garments.
Speak unto the children of Yasharel, and bid them that they make tzitzit in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the tzitzit of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you a tzitzit, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of Yahuwah, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go whoring.
Okay, 106 is the law of whoever touches a corpse. Follow Yahuwah's laws of inheritance. In your oath to Yahuwah. When in the land, the laws of a murder, families. 110, very, very, very important. Do not add or take away from the word of Yah.
You shall not add unto the which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that ye may guard the commandments of Yahuwah Elohim, which I command you.
Okay, guard your soul. Learn to fear Yahuwah. And guys, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different verses in the Torah that we need to learn to fear Yahuwah. I would like to submit to you all that tossing the laws, statutes, and commands of our Creator on the cross and not knowing them and not abiding them is not learning to fear Yahuwah. We don't do things against the people that are telling us them if we fear them. We just don't. We wouldn't do it against our parents, and we shouldn't do it against our big parent, Yahuwah. 113. You shall love Yahuwah with all your heart. And I'm going to go back to that entire thing, that if you love and fear our Creator, you will want to do what He wishes us to do. His wishes are not too hard to bear. The commandments are not too hard to keep. And there are some reasons, lots of reasons, that we would want to do them. And if we don't, our souls are in danger. And we only live in this world once. We're only going to have this particular time. We have 120 years to get this resume correct and to make sure we have this right. And we need to fear Him, and we need to love Him with all our heart, mind, and soul. 114, bind the laws upon your hand and the frontlets between your eyes. 115, write the laws on your doorposts.
And you shall write them upon the posts of your house and on your gates.
Okay, do not tempt Yahuwah. Do what is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah. Do not be afraid of your enemies. Guys, the enemies that we are all encountering, every single one of us, are all people of Hasatan. And all they can do is they can kill our body, but they cannot take our soul. We are not to fear our enemies. We are to be courageous. We are to stand with our Creator. 119, remember Yahuwah. 120, circumcise your heart.
Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be
Cleave to Yahuwah. Swear by His name. Destroy graven images. Do not make an idol of Yahuwah as the pagans do to their Elohim. Rejoice in all Yahuwah has blessed you with.
And there ye shall eat before Yahuwah Elohim, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand to, ye and your household, wherein Yahuwah Elohim has blessed you.
Okay, not do what is right in your own eyes. Guys, this is a problem I think all of us get into in our lives, that we will end up doing what is right in our own eyes, and we consult our Creator. We do not consult His ways, and we doing this. 127. Do not hearken to the words of false prophets. 128. In the land, kill the false prophets. And kill those that try to turn you away from Yahuwah, even if they are your family members. And we've discussed this commandment before. This is one of these hard commandments that people were like, well, you know, we don't have to keep these commandments anymore. In the land, if you have somebody that comes and tries to sway you to another Elohim, tries to say, hey, let's go serve Nimrod or something of the sort, you would pick up the rocks and you would chuck them at him and you would kill him. Commandment 130. If a city has turned away from Yahuwah, burn the city and kill all the inhabitants.
Certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of the city, saying, let us go and serve our Elohim, which ye have not known. Then you shall inquire and make search, and ask diligently. And behold, if it be truth, that certain that such abomination is wrought among you, you shall surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, all that is therein, and the cattle thereof, the edge of the sword, and you shall gather all the spoil of its midst of the street thereof, and shall burn it with fire, the city, and all the spoil thereof, and every whit for Yahuwah Eloheka.
Okay. Do not, you said 130, right?
Yep.
Okay. 131, do not make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. You shall not eat any abominable thing. You shall not give to a stranger of food, clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not eat of it. Okay, I think I said that wrong.
Yeah,
you shall give to a stranger of clean food that dies of itself, but you shall not. 134, give tithe of your increase of seed year by 35, law of the end of the 7-year release.
At the end of every 7 years you shall make a release, and this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lends aught unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact it of his neighbor or of his, because it is called Yahuwah's release.
Beautiful. Okay, and this is, I wish we lived in a land like that. We would all be debt-free. Okay, do not borrow from the nations. Do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from the poor. Guard month 1 of Yahuwah's calendar. 139, 3 times a year all males shall appear before Yahuwah. Commandment 140, you shall make judges and officers in all your gates.
Judge and officer you shall make in all your gates, which Yahuwah Eloheka gives you. Throughout your tribe you shall judge the people with just judgment.
Okay, do not plant Asherah poles near the altar, and you should probably kill those who are doing such a deed. Any man or woman that has done wicked things in your gates, they shall be taken out and stoned. There must be 2 or 3 witnesses. Hearken unto the prophet Yahuwah has chosen. Commandment 145, the prophet test of Deuteronomy.
But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall, even that prophet shall die. And if you say in your heart, how shall we know spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of Yahuwah, if a thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahuwah has not spoken, but the prophet has spoken it presumptuously, you shall not be afraid of him.
Do not remove your neighbor's property line. How to deal with a false witness among Torah keepers. The first child is to get double portions. The law of the wayward son. Commandment 150. If a man is hung to death, he shall not remain all night.
And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be put to death, and you hang him on a tree, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but you shall in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is the curse of Elohim, that your land be not defiled, which Yahuwah Eloheka gives you inheritance.
If your brother's cattle or clothes are lost and you find them, you must return them. A woman should not wear what pertains to a man, nor a man wear what pertains. If you find a bird's nest with the mother and the babies or eggs, take the babies, but not the mother. If you build a new house with a flat roof that is able to be lived on, you must put a railing around it. There's the laws for the accuser and accused, impurity of relationships, and that's 155.
If any man take a woman, and go into her, and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to be his woman, and he hates her. Lo, he has given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not your daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elder city, and the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him, and they shall amends him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he has brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Yashrael, and she shall be not put her away all his days. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity are found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of the house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she has wrought folly in Yasharel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shall you put evil away from among you.
Okay, so guys, I mean, that is one of those hard commandments right there. That's about staying pure. That is about keeping yourself undefiled, and the problems and the solutions that come across that if you do not do such a thing. 156, if a man has a relationship with an engaged woman, both should be killed. That's called adultery. You kill them both. If an engaged woman is raped, she is not charged with a crime, but the man shall die. If a man forces himself upon an undefiled woman, he must pay the father and take her to be his wife and never divorce her. 159, do not be a prostitute. 160, do not use dirty money.
You shall not bring the hire of a whore or a dog into the house of Yahuwah Eloheka for any vow, for even both of these are abomination unto Yahuwah Eloheka.
You may eat from your neighbor's vineyard or grain, but you may not take it out of the field. There's a law of divorce. A married man should stay at home for 1 year to be with his wife, and that's a commandment for the land. 164, do not take a person's millstone for a pledge. If a man is found kidnapping, he shall die.
If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Yasharel, and makes merchandise of him, then that thief shall die, and you shall put evil away from among you.
If you lend to your brother, do not enter his house to get your payment. He must bring it to you. Return his clothing before sunset if that was his pledge. Do not oppress a hired servant that is poor and needy. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Do not go back for the forgotten sheaf in the field. Leave it for the stranger, fatherless, and widow. Commandment 170. You cannot give a man more than 40 stripes for his judgment of his wickedness.
If there be a controversy between men, and they come into judgment, that the judge may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face, according to his fault, by a certain number. 40 stripes he may give him, and not exceed. Him above these with many stripes, then your brother should seem vile unto you.
Okay, Commandment 171. Do not muzzle your ox when he treads out the grain. If your brother dies and has no child, you shall take his wife and name the firstborn after your brother. Defend her man and grabs the other man's privates, you shall cut off her hand. At the end of 7 years, you are to read the Torah at the feast of Sheḳem. All right, everybody.
You want me to read that?
That's 174.
There's no 174.
All right, go ahead.
And Moshe commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in Solomon of the year of release, in the feast of Koth, when all Israel is come to appear before Yahuwah Eloheka, in the place which he shall choose, read this Torah before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and your stranger that is within your gates, that ye may hear, and that they may learn, fear Yahuwah Eloheka, and guard to do all the words of this Torah.
Okay. There we go, and we are on this. Nicole, do you got anything going on in the chat room?
Josh Rhodes
Josh is here.
just joined us.
Brother Josh, what's up, my tall friend? How are you?
And Maish.
Maish, good to see you, Maish.
Tall.
Yeah, Josh Rhodes. Josh is really tall, I believe, is what he said long time ago. Yeah, tall friend. Yeah, so how are you guys out there doing? Everybody hanging out with us, going over hands of these, and I don't want them to get boring to you guys, and they should never be boring, but it is something that we need to write up on our hearts, minds, and souls. So with that, let us get into our reading for today, and it's kind of short, which is why I went over the laws, statutes, and commands the kind of the way that we did. And again, thank you to Nicole and Michelle for going through these and proofreading these and getting us a good version that we can do. In the bottom of the scriptures, we have a version we call our Yah's scriptures. And for anyone who doesn't know, these were actually the old versions of the Hallelujah scriptures, and they are no longer the owners of this. It is now, you guys are all the owners of this. It has been given to the world free of charge. And you can download this. You can go to yahuahandthetorah.net, YHWHANDTHETORAH.net. And under the online scriptures, you can see what the ones we're reading here. You can also click to download the entire scriptures from Genesis to Revelations with a restored name, Hebrews roots, names that are in here. And it is a very, very good read. Pass that version on, longer captive. Here we go. Okay. Verse 1, Bereshith. Okay, we got tails that are flying everywhere here. And Yahuwah said to Abram, go yourself out of your land, from your relatives and from your father's house, to a land which I show you. And I shall make you a great nation, and baraḳ you, and make your name great, and you shall be a beraḳah. There's two words here I want to talk about here. First one is baraḳ, B-A-R-A-K, and beraḳah. What do you guys know of these words? Jade, you're going back to the index.
Yep.
If we say baraḳ, what are we saying by default?
So B-R...
B-A-R-A-K.
UK or AK?
It's A-K.
AK is blessed, blessed or blessed.
Okay, so blessed or blessed, okay? And baraḳah
Is blessing.
blessings. These are two things that are, a lot of different translations aren't in there, but when we say baraḳ, it basically means blessing. Okay, Eli, you with me on here?
Yep.
Okay, and shall baraḳ those who baraḳ you, and curse him who curses you. And in you all the clans of the earth shall be baruch. So Abraham left.
You can do this.
Okay, so Abraham left as Yahuwah had commanded him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Ḥaran. Okay, and here we are at the top. The top version of this, guys, for anybody who hasn't ever heard this, this is called the Targums. And there's two different versions inside the Targums. There's a Jerusalem translation and then a different. And we don't know exactly what to make of these translations as of yet. That's why we're going through them as a big family with all of you guys so that we can read them. So far, we have not found anything outside of scriptures. There is some Babylonian naming influence. You can definitely, but it is so far we found this to be a very good resource. So let's begin. And Yahuwah said to Abram, go thou from thy land, separate thyself from thy kindred. Go forth from the house of thy father, go into the land which I will show thee. And I will make thee a great people, and will bless thee, and magnify thy name, and thou shalt be blessed. And then the Jerusalem Post, or the Jerusalem translation version, it says this, and I will constitute thee a great people, and I will bless thee. And Abram shall be strengthened with many blessings. And I will bless the priests, who will spread forth their hands in prayer, and bless thy sons, and Beliam, who will curse them, I will curse. And they shall slay sword, and in thee shall be blessed all the generations of the earth.
Now we have Balaam in there already so early.
Yeah, we did get in there.
And he's not there till Moses' days, and we get that he cursed them,
400 years
which he does curse them several times over, and he ends up dead at the end of Numbers.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
400 years later, that's...
You know, if this other translation here, the Jerusalem. And I will bless him who blesseth thee, and he who curseth shall be accursed. And in thy righteousness shall all the generations of the earth be blessed. And Abram went according as Yahuwah had spoken with him, and Lot went with him. Son of 75 years at his going forth from Ḥaran. Here. Verse 5. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the beings whom they had acquired in Ḥaran, and they departed from the land of Canaan, and they came to the land of Canaan. Okay, did I say that wrong? Did I read that, guys? And they departed for the land of Canaan, and they came to the land of Canaan. Okay. Okay. Anything to make out of this, guys?
And we get that there was just more than Abraham, Lot, and Sarai. We get that there was an entire group of people. It was like an entire family endeavor. When they left, Abraham took a whole bunch of people with him.
Lots of people, yeah. 6. And Abram passed through to the place of Sheḳem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. At that time, the Canaanites were in the land. And Yahuwah appeared to Abram, your seed I give this land. And he built there an altar to Yahuwah, who had appeared to him. Okay, and then we're heading back up to the top, guys, right here. And Abram took Sarah his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all the substance which they had acquired, and the souls whom they had proselyted in Ḥaran, and went forth to go to the land of Canaan. And they came to the land of Canaan. And then the other version of this says, and the souls of the proselytes. I'm not sure why that would be, but that's...
I don't know, because like the souls.
Yeah, so it's how they basically how they translated that is the different versions there. Okay, and Abram passed to the place of Sheḳem, unto the plain which had been showed. And then this other version says, the plain or valley of vision. So is that what Sheḳem is? The plain or valley of vision? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Huh. Okay. And the Canaanites, for the time had not yet come that the sons of Israel should possess it. And Yahuwah was revealed unto Abram, and said, to thy sons will I give this land. And he builded there an altar before Yahuwah, who was revealed to him. Okay, and now we're heading back to 8. And from there he moved to the mountain east of his tent, with Beth El on the west and east. And he built there an altar to Yahuwah, and he called on the name of Yahuwah. Departed, continuing towards the Negeb. And he scarcely in the land, and Abram went down to Mitzrayim to dwell there, for the scarcity of food was severe in the land. So there's a lot of famines, a lot of like food scarcities.
So a quick thing here, it said he called in the name of Yahuwah. It doesn't really tell us, but obviously he knows what it is. Like they know what it is before when Moses figured out I am that I am. He called upon the name of Yahuwah. I think he might have maybe lost his name throughout the 400 years in captivity. They probably lost.
I think with all the deities around in Egypt, where Moses probably never even heard of Yah, right? He didn't really know him until he was 80 years old, and he was just doing his own thing, so he really didn't know him. I think everyone forgot his name, and that's why Yahuwah tells him, I am that I am. That's the first time we ever heard it, because before that, everyone knew his name, right? We knew from Adam, but through sin and through exile, they lost it.
Lost the name of it.
Yep. Or the top one next.
Okay. Where are we at? And he went up, we're at the top, guys. And he went up from thence to a mountain which was eastward of Bethel, and outspread his tent, having Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. And he built there an altar before Yahuwah, and prayed in the name of Yahuwah. And Abram migrated, going and migrating unto the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Mizraim to be a dweller there, because the famine was strong in the land.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Verse 11 at the very bottom, guys. And it came to be, when he was close to entering Mitzrayim, that he said to Sarai, his wife, see, I know that you are a lovely woman to look at. And it shall be, when the Mitzrites see you, that they shall say, this is his wife, and they shall kill me, but not you, but let you live.
I think this is where I find the first fault in Abraham, is that he didn't have the faith in Yahuwah to protect him. He went to his own worldly thoughts, right? His own fleshly fears, and he was like, well, I just got alive through this, and I think Yah would protect him, right? I mean, he was so blessed. He was totally going to make a nation. If he was going to get killed, Yah would told him, hey, your wife's going to die. You better hide her.
Okay, where are we at here?
You are on.
Yep, but please say you are my sister, so that it shall be well with me for your sake, and my life be spared because of you. And it came to be, when Abram came into Mitzrayim, that the Mitzrites saw the woman, that she was very lovely, saw her and praised her before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. And he treated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep and cattle and male donkeys and male and female servants and female donkeys and camels. Okay, so something is that his woman was taken away for a while.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I would say this is a he's trying to get married Sarai, and they usually have a long marriage ceremony.
Yeah, and so this was this is something that if you guys had to have your wife taken away, and you did going on with your wife, you would have nights up. You would going on. You would be freaked out. This would be a very, very, very stressful time for old Father Abraham here. Okay, where are we at, Eli?
You are on 17.
Okay, but Yahuwah plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, his wife, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is this you have done to me? Why did you not inform me that she was your wife? And so I was going to take her for my wife. Look, here is your wife. Take her and go. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had.
Something I want to note here, in Jasher, It is actually, excuse me, in Jasher, it's actually Pharaoh that gets a dream from Yahuwah. He gets a messenger, gets sent to Pharaoh, and he's like, I'm going to plague you. I'm going to hurt you unless you return Abraham's wife. And I mean, it's not really Pharaoh's fault. This is Abraham's fault that he did this, because Pharaoh didn't know. Pharaoh, this is out of ignorance from Pharaoh, but Yahuwah was like, hey, this is his wife. You better return her. I'm going to plague you.
Yeah, plus this was not just a real quick incident. This incident took a long time to do. I believe, if I remember correctly, that Pharaoh had a dream that there was an angel of death, and every time he went to her, or I believe he was trying to touch her, and every time that he would touch her, the angel would smack his hand in a really weird way. He had no idea what was going on because he was unable to see him, but the dream that he had was there was a messenger with a sword, and he was getting ready to kill him, and so it really, really freaked him out. And
that's very unnerving, right? To have like something saying, I'm gonna come kill you, some higher power, and you're like, I did nothing wrong. I didn't know this. This isn't my fault.
Especially, I mean, that's where reality, you have no idea if you're in reality or if you're not, and it's amazing, the whole dream world. Okay, and so we'll go back to the Targums and we'll finish this up real quick.
The very top.
Okay, and it was, as he approached Abraham, and they had come to the river and were uncovering their over, that Abram said to Sarah his wife, Behold, until this I have not beheld thy flesh, but now I know that thou art a fair aspect. It will be, therefore, when the Mizrahi see thee and view thee, they will say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, and thee alive. Say, I pray, that thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and that my life may be spared on thy account. And it was when Abram had entered Mizraim, the Mizrahi saw the woman to be very fair, and the princes of Pharaoh beheld her, and praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was conducted to the royal house of Pharaoh. And then in the Jerusalem part of this, it says, And the woman was conducted to the palace of Pharaoh. I guess that was it. And Pharaoh did good to Abram for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen and donkeys and servants and handmaids and she donkeys of Yahuwah sent great plagues against Pharaoh and the men of his house on account of Sarah, Abram's wife. And again, if he was able to get donkeys and sheep and all this other stuff, this was a long-term thing, right? This was probably weeks, months.
He didn't just show up and be like, here, have some donkeys, all right, bye.
Yeah, no, there's very important timeline that we are here. She was disappeared, and again, this would have been probably the worst time of his life right here, right at this moment. Well, I mean, there's other times, but we'll go with that. Okay, what it says, what is this that thou hast done to me? Why saidest thou, she is my sister? When I would take her to me to wife, plagues were at once sent against me, and I went not unto her. And now behold thy wife, take her and go. And Pharaoh commanded men concerning him, and they led him forth, and his wife, and all that he had.
Basically, escorted out of Egypt. But it's another thing that we find Jasher and Jubilee is that this is where Hagar came from. This was one of Pharaoh's best servants.
Yep.
And he highly regarded Hagar so much that he's like, here, have her, and that became one of Abraham's concubines.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that pretty much ends what we have on today's stuff. And I guess that we have the that's right. We have the Aaronic blessing that we'll do. Anything going on in the chat room, or are we have some silence?
No, there's.
Hey, Tess is in.
Tess is here.
Hey, Tess, how you doing?
And Maish says
Nazir's there too. Okay.
Blessed through the trials and tribulation, he's being forced to the land that he's living on in LA and off to the streets on Sunday. So we need to add extra prayers. Maish.
Okay, so he's going homeless? Is that what it's here? Or something?
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, yeah, so if everyone out there can please add Maish to your guys' prayers that Yah is willing to do what needs to be done to fix this situation. And so it's, what exactly he said again? He's
being kicked off the land.
He's kicked off the land.
I'm being forced off the land I'm living on here in LA. Off to the streets Sunday.
Okay. So let's make sure we keep our brother in prayers on all of this. And brother, keep in touch with us. If we can do anything to help you, please let us know. I don't know anyone in LA or anything of that sort, but we can probably figure something out. So let's start praying for our brother on that. Okay, I guess with that, we will end this with our final thing, and we will bless you guys. And we are going to give you guys the Aaronic blessing, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. And we thank you again, everybody who has joined us, and everybody who is Things are just blowing all over the place here. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's finish up right here. This is number 6. Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and be gracious upon you, unto you. Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And they shall put my name up the children of Yisrael, and I will bless them. And I'd like to continue. I say just to everyone out there that may Yahuwah bless you and may he keep you. May his eyes shine upon you. Light forever shine upon you guys. May you guys never forget his Torah. May you guys the love of the Father and the Son. I hope you guys, thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you guys very dearly. And we will end with a little song and then we will say our goodbyes. So much love to everybody out there. All right, what do we want, Eli? Which ending song are we gonna hit? I really like the breath of Yah, but I mean we did that last week. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. Much love, everybody. Love y'all. right. Much love to everybody out there. We love you all. Thank you guys very, very, very much for being. Is the gentleman's name Maish? How do you say that? Maish. We will be praying for you, my brother. Have courage. Know that Yah loves you. Know that we love you. If you could do anything, if we can do anything for you, you send us an email. Email's always at the bottom of all these descriptions. All you guys, our hearts are with you guys. We worry about you guys, and we will be praying for you. My brother, let us know how you do, and we love you all. Shalom, everybody.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.